All right, new year, same old me. Time to answer some questions that I get a lot from you guys about my sexuality. What do you identify as? In this order: tired, hungry, tired, bisexual, pansexual, a threat. Well, who do you like more, boys or girls? This is a trick question. I don't actually like anyone, unless you buy me food, then I like everyone. We hear you're dating another bisexual. Who is the top in your relationship? We are not a top, we are a yo-yo, which means we go up and down a lot, and then sometimes we do tricks. I lie in wait until the next time they're given the option of tea or coffee, and they choose the one that they don't usually order. Tea? I thought you liked coffee. If you're going to get tea, then obviously you're not really a coffee drinker. So how long is this tea phase gonna last, do you think? You know, I had a friend that thought she was into tea for a while, but she just hadn't found the right coffee. Aren't you scared you'll just wake up one day and realize that you really want a coffee instead? Or my personal favorite, aw, your coffee's cold and tastes bad and they didn't make it right? Well, you had the option to order a tea, but you ordered a coffee instead, so I guess that's just what happens. Maybe you're not really a tea drinker after all. So with Pride Month coming up, I've been thinking a lot about what kind of content I want to make and what kind of things I want to talk about, and I started thinking about my first experiences when I first came out. I was a total baby gay. And one thing stood out to me, and that's how I used to tell people that I was bi. Like, I specifically used to sneak it in with a bunch of random facts and then speed through the word as fast as possible. As if, like, if I moved past it fast enough, people wouldn't have the opportunity to be homophobic about it. Which is essentially the same logic as gunning the engine as soon as you see a cop on the highway and thinking at a certain speed, he just won't bother because it won't be worth it. Anyways, if there's any specific topics that you guys are curious, you want me to cover about bisexuality, coming out, all that good stuff, you can throw it in my Q&As and I'll try to answer as many of them as I can. Mwah. The 5 weirdest things about dating bisexual women. From Very Much a Resident Expert. Number 1, be prepared for her to have an entirely new aesthetic every 2 to 3 months. This may or may not be directly related to whoever she has a girl crush on at the moment. 2, she can decide to take a plane trip to the other side of the planet in less than 5 minutes, but it will take at least 2.5 hours to figure out where you're going to dinner. Number 3, contrary to popular belief, they are actually intensely loyal, so much so you might have a hard time getting rid of them once they like you. Number 4, she will either change her hair color every single season, or she will talk about changing her hair color all the time, but yet will remain with the exact same hair color that she has had for the last 20 years. There is no in between on this. Number 5, they all secretly wish they were cats. The 5 weirdest things about dating bisexual men from your resident expert. 1, they know more about toxic masculinity than you do, which you would think dating a man would make you more sympathetic to the plights of men. No. They hate men more than you do. 2, they will outshade you. Like a lot. You think you had some spicy things to say about Becky at work? Oh my god, he's got a whole backlog. Which brings me to 3, they are way better at remembering all the weird nuances of drama because they secretly love it as much as you do. 4, plaid. There's just so much plaid. 5, when it's time to dress up and go out, you have competition. Like, I still remember dating straight men where I had to beg them to not wear sneakers to dinner. Meanwhile, dating bi men, I wonder if my formal wear is formal enough. The 5 weirdest things about dating bisexuals, 2022 edition. There are more of us out there than there ever have been before, thank you Pandemic Awakening, which you think would give us more confidence. Has it? No. We're still going to question our queerness every 3 to 5 business days, or seconds. Number 2, we remain in the liminal space between having the greatest choice of dating and the greatest fear of making choices in dating of any person ever. Number 3, we will likely spend the vast majority of our life savings trying to figure out our aesthetic. We will never actually figure out our aesthetic. It will continue to change every month, week, day. You might date a bisexual thinking that you will finally have the same taste in celebrity crushes. Absolutely not. We have very strongly held opinions about our celebrity crushes. We will not be changing them even for you. And number 5, we all have tummy trouble. I don't have the data, but I know in my heart it's true. As we come to the end of Bi Visibility Week, I want to once more give some reassurance to those of you that might feel insecure in your sexuality because you feel like your attraction wavers from day to day. Like you might feel more attracted to one gender than another, and then it switches up on you and you don't know what to do. And this cycle can kind of go round and around and around for a while, and that's completely normal. In fact, that's why we call it the bi cycle. First off, never question the bisexual on how she gets in or out of a chair. It is a magical ability that we all have. That being said, I am willing to share it with you all because I am here to unveil the mystique of the bisexuals. First, we want to gently place our hand on the bag. Nice firm touch, not too firm, just enough. Then we want to just slowly guide the hips back, gently lift the leg, and slowly move the fingers down, get a stronger grip, and lift the other leg. And almost forgot the most important part.